How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy King Calf, and I'm here with a review of Doom: The Dark Ages. But before, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, leave a comment, all that jazz, and let's get into the review of what I would say is kind of a disappointment this year. So I want to start by saying I'm not the biggest Doom fan. I've definitely been liking this new reboot series, the trilogy. The first one, 2016, very, very fun. Eternal, I love Eternal. I've actually bought it like 3 times on different consoles. And I'm not gonna say I was super excited for the Dark Ages, but I was happy that it was gonna be on Game Pass, and I was going to definitely play it day one, and I did. And it just really puzzles me because I felt like they had such a great formula in Doom Eternal. The fast break, dashing everywhere, gotta manage your resources by doing certain kills, was a really, really fun and captivating way to keep me engaged in every single encounter I got. Now, I am going to respect it by them changing the formula in every game. I mean, most companies, once they find a formula, once they get the good sales and people are liking their game, they just redefine and revamp some things in their previous systems. But with Doom: The Dark Ages, and with Doom in general, they really do change the formula. They change how the game is played in every single iteration, which I am going to commend is great because this company, it is really trying to think outside the box, and they're always trying to change things up. You're not just getting a sequel, you're getting almost a brand new game in every entry, and I do like that. But I just feel that they kind of missed the mark on Doom: The Dark Ages. The game is much slower. The big thing in this game is using your shield to deflect and parry and everything. And don't get me wrong, I love parry systems in games, but I just don't know how I feel about it in a Doom game. I just feel like it's not a great mechanic. And when I say it's not a great mechanic, I'm not saying it's bad or it's buggy or it doesn't work. No. I'm just saying that it just doesn't fit the overall gameplay style of Doom. Like, this is an FPS shooter. It's supposed to be fast, supposed to be relentless, and the shield allows you to hide behind projectiles, allows you to deflect enemies, and it's fun. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of times where that loop is really enjoyable, using your shield bash to go and clear a bunch of enemies to get health, using your melee to get armor and get other resources, and deflecting boss patterns. It's fun, but it's just not fun in Doom. I don't know, there's just something about it, and I feel that I'm not alone with this. I know a lot of people definitely think that this is the weakest entry in this reboot trilogy, and I'm gonna agree with that as well. I just had finished the game, and I just can't see myself going back to it, opposed to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, where I've replayed those games several times. I definitely do think also, I cannot understand why they got rid of the glory kills. Glory kills were so fun. They were so visceral, just ripping these demons apart. Like, it was just very, very fun. I just don't understand why they got rid of that mechanic, and especially because, like, dude, we got a shield, we have a mace, like a ball and chain. We have, like, yeah, a mace. We have your fist. Like, there would be some cool ass glory kills that they would have been able to animate, and instead we just get a little whack with your mace or whatever, or a kick. And I just feel like that was just such a lost opportunity. Like, why wouldn't you have glory kills? They were so fun. They set everything apart from other FPS games. And the fact that we're just getting these shitty animated kicks and hits, it just feels like a massive downgrade. Now, sure, you can say because this game is a prequel, the Doomslayer is just not as powerful. He doesn't do glory kills. But come on, man. Like, you can make him still do it. I think that's a cheap way to kind of argue why there's no glory kills. I just think that that alone would have made the game a lot better. I think people would have enjoyed the game a lot more, and just what they were seeing if they had the glory kills. And the only extent we get is when you're killing like a boss enemy and you rip its heart out, and crush it, and then you get some sort of upgrade. It's the closest thing we get. Or once in a while, if you do like a jump and a melee, like a finisher move, you'll chop their head off with your shield. All right, cool. Like, I don't know, I just think it was a massive downgrade. That alone makes me just not want to go back to the game. I mean, say what you want, but you know, the visceral combat in the other games is what kept every encounter very engaging and just made you feel like a badass, which I think that is the entire purpose of the Doomslayer, is to be a badass. I just think that's lost now with this lack of glory kills. I do like the production in this game. This game is absolutely stunning. I'm playing it on the RTX 5090. You know, I'm getting great frames in the game. I think the game is smooth. You know, it's not buggy. It's very, very pretty to look at. The cutscenes are good. I do like how they're definitely focusing more of a story in this game. You know, the villain is actually pretty cool. The side characters aren't bad. The Doomslayer is a badass in all the cutscenes he's in. You know, I do like how there's actual cutscenes in this game. But we don't play Doom for the story. We play Doom for the crazy ass gameplay, the balls to the walls, heart pumping gameplay. And sure, I do like a story, but the story isn't going to be winning any awards. I mean, I was definitely entertained with it, but I'm not going to be thinking about it tomorrow like I did with other games like Expedition 33, for example. So I will give it that. If you are looking for a campaign with like an actual story, this is definitely going to be a step above Eternal and 2016. But you know, if you're here to play Doom, I think that isn't a good trade-off for the gameplay that we're kind of missing out from the previous entries. You do get some good guns. I mean, Doom is also always known for its crazy guns. This is no different. You do get good guns, but I just feel that this game was a lot easier than the other ones, and I think that's due to the parry and the shield. You know, I played it on Nightmare first time, and I was able to clear the game. Like, sure, I would die in encounters, but compared to Eternal in 2016, I felt like I was just like going through these encounters a lot easier opposed to those games. I do think that the weapons are good, although I've felt that if you have your super shotgun and you have your shield, you can more or less kind of deal with everything in this game. You know, but they do have some cool guns, like the Ravager is really sick. You know, they have a C now instead of a BFG, so it's like a crossbow. That's really cool. It's like a special weapon you get. You know, the pulsarizer or whatever it's called is really cool. So they do have cool guns with cool mechanics, but I don't know, man. I just think that opposed to Eternal, where I felt like I was cycling through every single gun just to have enough ammo to do what I need to do and survive these encounters, is lost in this game, where I can just use a shotgun, melee, get my ammo back, keep using my shotgun, and then I'm out of the encounter unscathed. And I don't know if they were trying to make this game more accessible to people, but I just feel like the difficulty and the lack of having to use your guns and strategically plan for your guns is lost. I just feel like it's a downgrade. I don't know. I liked the Dark Ages. Don't get me wrong. If you got Game Pass, 100% download it. But would I say spend $70 or whatever if you're on PC or if you're on PlayStation or if you don't have Game Pass? I don't think so. I mean, you're getting like an 11-hour campaign, which is fine. There's no multiplayer, which 2016 and Eternal had, even though it wasn't the best, but it was still more content. I don't think it's worth it. Like, sure, the campaign is well made. There's a lot of exploration. There's like open-ended levels, which I think are some of the weakest levels in my opinion. I like the more linear levels in Doom. A lot of secrets, a lot of exploration. I just don't think it's worth your full price. Maybe get it on a sale, but it pains me to say this because I enjoyed Eternal so much that this game just was kind of mid. I mean, it's a serviceable game. If you like Doom, if you're a super fan, more power to you. I think you're going to enjoy this. But I just think that this was a major step down compared to Eternal in 2016. But you know, we do get some upgrading paths. You're able to upgrade your weapons by getting gold in this game and by finding these gems that are located, and you're doing puzzles to get these gems or doing these special encounters. That's all fun and whatever, but I don't know. Overall, if I was going to give this game a rank out of 10, I'd give it a 7. I think it's a serviceable game. If you love Doom, then sure, go play it. But if you said, hey, I have 70 bucks, what should I play? What should I buy? I would tell you to go play Expedition 33 over this. And I know that's not a comparison, but I'm just saying, with how games are right now and how expensive games are and how expensive they're becoming, you don't want to waste money on something that's going to be fun for 11 hours and then you have nothing else to do with it. So take that as you may. Doom the Dark Ages, kind of disappointing, but you know, if you are a Doom fan, I think that you're going to enjoy this. If you like FPSs, I think you're going to enjoy this, but I just cannot recommend full price for this game. And that's going to do it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Definitely go check out my previous video on Expedition 33. I love that game. I'm still waiting to play it for a second time. I'm just waiting to, you know, digest everything a little bit more, but I will get back to it eventually. I am working on a review of Oblivion, but you know, it's taking me a little bit longer. So definitely, if you are interested in seeing that, hit the subscribe button, but also leave a comment. Let me know if you're playing Doom the Dark Ages. Let me know what you're playing, if you're playing anything. Are you excited for the Nintendo Switch 2? I know there's a lot of controversy about that, but let's chat down there. And I just want to thank you all again for watching my video. King Calf signing out. Peace.